Hi guys, welcome to this 30-minute home badminton specific workout. This workout is going to start with a short warm-up, followed by a high intensity body weight circuit, and then finishing with some racket work and footwork. How this is going to work is it's going to be a 16-minute workout. It's going to be made up of 8 exercises and we will do 2 rounds of that. Each exercise will be in 1-minute intervals. So if you're a beginner, you can work for 30 seconds and rest for 30 seconds. Intermediate, work for 40 seconds, rest for 20 seconds. And advanced, work for 50 seconds and rest for 10 seconds. So this workout is pretty much no equipment needed. All you need is badminton shoes to do some footwork movements in, and a normal racket and a heavy racket if you have one. Otherwise, just a normal racket is fine. Alright guys, so we're going to start with inchworms, keeping our legs straight. We'll bring our hands down and slowly coming out into a plank, and then walking our hands back in, standing up and repeating that again. So you should be feeling a hamstring stretch through the back of your legs, and also we're activating those shoulders and core muscles, getting everything ready for our workout. Alright, now we're coming down onto the ground, and one leg out in front, the other one to the side. We're going to push this back and then just drop it forward. So going through a bit of hip mobility here, just a few on each side, getting the adductor going. And we're going to swap legs, pushing it back slightly with the elbow, dropping it down. Good work. Alright, next we're standing up and we're just going to warm up the hips a little bit, reaching down, coming around, reaching back and back down to the bottom. So you should feel this in your lower back as well as your hamstrings and hips. And let's change direction. Nice. All right, finally, we're going to finish with some body weight squats. So we're just going up and down on the spot, feet shoulder width apart, knees pointing towards our 4th toe, not going inwards. Keeping that chest upright, pushing the bum back, just getting the legs warm and blood pumping a bit here. Awesome. All right, should be feeling nice and warm. Let's get into the workout. All right, so the first exercise is going to be a single leg arabesque. So we have our hips facing forward and we're just tipping forward into a T. So we're flat here and then coming back up. Let's go. So we're trying to keep all of this as one piece that's moving together. So we don't want to tip forward and then the leg goes up. We want to try and keep this all in one line. It might help if you keep your arm straight by your side, and then everything has to stay in line, because if it bends, your arm will bend as well. Otherwise, you can put your hands out to the side to help keep your balance. So this is working our hamstring, the back of our leg. Hamstring is super important for our knee stability. It's actually directly correlated to ACL injuries. If you have weaker hamstrings, you're at higher risk of knee injuries. Good work. All right, short break, and then we're going to go into the other leg straight away. So again, hips facing down, we're not turning as we go. Trying to keep our pelvis nice and flat the whole time. Go to just the point that you feel a stretch. For everyone, this might be different depending on your hamstring flexibility. And if you are really flexible, just go to 90 degrees so you're flat. Don't go, face to the knee. Good work. Trying to keep that balance through the ankle as well. Nice. Nice. All right, so next exercise, we're coming down onto our hands and knees. Nice flat tabletop. We're gonna extend the opposite arm and elbow, leg and arm, and then we're pulsing it out to the side, bringing it back, and then changing arms. So we're just bringing it a bit outside of our body. If you're on a mat like me, then think about going straight and then bring it to the edges of the mat and then back to the middle. So we're trying to keep our core tight this whole time, and you should feel it in your glute a bit as you extend that leg out to the side. Making sure those hands, wrists are directly under the shoulders, knees underneath the hips, all 90-degree angles here. Good work. So we're going up, moving out laterally, and then back to the center and down. All right, next exercise, we're coming into a sumo squat. So think of a sumo wrestler, feet really wide, pointed out a little bit, and we're just doing calf raises here. So we're staying low the whole time and going up into our toes. So in this position, our feet can point out a little bit because that's just naturally how you do it when your feet are that wide. So we're just rocking up gradually onto our toes. And this wide stance gets our adductors more because they're having to work while our knees are pushed out to the side. And our adductors are really important in our lunging because they're helping us push forwards and backwards in our lunge and move laterally. Good, stay nice and low in the hips. Trying to control those calf raises. Should be feeling a burn in the legs by now. Good work. All right, we're gonna come down to do some oblique work. So we have one leg straight, one knee under our hip. We're gonna go into a T shape, and we're going down to the ground and then up to the corner of the roof. Keeping our body in a nice straight line. We're not tipping forwards or twisting up to the sky. Trying to keep everything in one plane as if we're up against a glass wall. So this is working these side abs here. So this is really important, especially in our smashing. If you think of this, it's pretty much that crunch that we're doing on a badminton court when we're smashing. Good work. Nice. All right, next we're just gonna change over to the other side. So swapping the knee and foot across, arms out, and again, tilting down, and then back up to the sky. To make it a bit easier, just don't go as low, just go in a smaller motion. So not all the way down to the ground. Good work, stay nice and strong, keep everything in line. Got to do those regular check-ins to check that everything is still in line and that you haven't just sagged somewhere as you fatigue. Last few. Nice. All right, coming onto our back, we're going to go into a glute bridge position. So we're raising the hips up, and then we're going to try and keep the hips as stable as possible, and we're just going to lift one foot just off the ground. So we're really working on transferring our weight across into that single leg, but doing it with as little effect on our pelvis and body weight as possible. So we don't want to have to shift all our body weight across to that leg. We want to try and keep our feet in the same position and keep that glute really working to keep the hips up, stay nice and stable even as we change legs. So just lifting it for a second or two and then dropping it back down and lifting the other leg can help to put your hands on your hips to really help you see if you are twisting your hips. Good work. All right, staying down here, we're gonna roll onto our stomach and we're gonna do Superman hold with our arms going into a Y position, into a T position, and then into a M position. So we're just going down, coming up to a Y, down, up to a T, down, up to an M. So this is working our back muscles and the back of our shoulders as well. So like our scapular control is really important for our shoulder health. Good. 1, T, M. What can that bit stand for? Yeah, the muscles. All right, that is one full circuit. Now we're going to repeat that all through one more time. Ready, and let's go. So coming down and back up. Making sure the hips staying nice and square. We're not twisting them open. Everything staying nice and straight. If you get a bit bored with this, you can make it a bit harder by going down and then opening the hip. Oh. Let me try that again. Down, opening the hip, going to flat again, and then coming up. So pretty much the more movements you add, the harder it is to stay stable and keep your balance. This is another challenging aspect to challenge your stability and balance through that stance leg. Good, all right, break, and then we're gonna do the other leg. Ready, and changing legs, down. Making sure the leg and upper body are moving as one. You can place that arm by the side of your thigh to stay in line also. Trying to stay long through the stance leg. Try not to like let that hip sag out too much. Keeping nice and strong through here, your hips. Good work, nearly there. All right, coming into our tabletop position. Wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. We're lifting opposite arm and leg and then moving them out laterally to the side, back to the middle, and then lowering down and doing the other side. So just nice and controlled here. Working our glute and our stabilizers in our core. So nice strong core. Work, keep the core tight, keep trying to push that glute up even as you move it to the side. Nice, all right. Coming up into our sumo squat, so feet nice and wide, toes pointing outwards, lowering down, and then we're just doing a calf raise here, so we're staying nice and low the whole time. Trying to keep our hips as stable as possible as we just extend through the calves. If you need to, you can come up for a moment, give your legs a break, and then come back down and get back into it. Should be feeling the leg burn through the adductors. Nice. All right, next we're going into the oblique lateral raises. So kneeling, one foot out to the side, knee under the hip, arms out like a T, airplane, whatever you like, and we're just lowering down to the ground and then pushing up to the corner of the roof. Making sure everything's staying in line and we're not twisting our torso forward or backwards. Good work, stay strong. If you're getting tired, you can just limit the range, or you can take a break and come back to it. So you can just do little pulses at the top or a full range. Nice one. And now switching over, other knee, other foot out to the side, making sure these are both in line, into our T shape, and then down to the ground, up to the sky. Good work, really thinking about that side ab contracting as you crunch up. As a badminton player that's right-handed, your left ab should technically be stronger than your right, because that's the side you're always crunching on when you smash. I clearly notice this when I do ab exercises. Good work, nearly there. Alrighty, now we're coming on to our bum and into our glute bridge, alternating single leg. So hips up, feet underneath the knees, and then we're just lifting one leg, lifting the other. Pausing for a second, and then switching over. You can hold it up to 3 seconds on each leg if you want, and then transition across. So really trying to focus on having a smooth transition where you notice whether your hips are shifting a lot as you come across to the other leg. So we're working our bum and our hamstrings here, posterior chain of the legs. Good work, keeping it nice and stable. All right, and final exercise, we're coming onto our tummy, into our Superman YTM. Yeah, the muscles. Then I need to make a G somehow. Yeah, the muscle gains. Sorry, very lame, very lame. Can scratch that in post-production. So just keeping the hips down, pivoting from the hips, really trying to squeeze the shoulder blades together. So I'm dropping back to the floor in between each letter, if you will, and then raising up, dropping, moving the arms, raising up, dropping, moving the arms. Alrighty, done. Good work, guys. Nice, more chill, stability workout there, getting those small muscles and getting the body nice and ready and strong for when we step on court. Alright guys, now Now we're going to get into the racket work part of the session. So grab your heavy racket and your normal racket, or just your normal racket if you don't have a heavy racket. How it's going to work, we're going to do 30 seconds heavy racket, 15 seconds rest, 30 seconds normal racket, 15 seconds rest. And today's one is going to be more focused on the backhand and forehand drives. So the mid-court driving, working on power, hand strength in that position. Alrighty, let's get into it. So to start with, in the mid-court position, we're just going to do the backhand drive. So with the heavy racket, we're keeping the elbow up and we're swinging through nice and straight. So the racket's coming back kind of in line with our head, and then we're swinging through, extending, and then pulling it back. As always, we're keeping the bottom of the racket nice and loose, really trying to not use this arm too much. We're not going like this. We're keeping the arm nice and stable, really trying to use the hands, fingers here, work the forearm and finger power. Nice work, and 15-second break, swapping to the normal racket and repeating the same action. So we're going for power and speed here. Really using that pinky finger to get that power and leverage through the racket. Keeping your swing nice and short. You can see my elbow and my shoulders not moving too much. I'm just using my hand and forearm. Nice. Break. Over to the heavy racket and going into the forehand now. Ready, and let's go. So here we're having our pointer finger up, making sure that racket face is nice and flat to the net, and really using the bottom of the racket to get that whip motion, get that power through the drive. Nice. Changing over to the light racket. Same thing again. Ready, and let's go. So nice and quick here. Bring the racket face back really quick once you follow through. Ready for the next one. Really trying to push yourself here with power and speed. Nice work. Changing over to the heavy racket here. Now we're going to go into backhand to forehand. So we're just changing this foot slightly and practicing changing the grip as well. Ready? Let's go. So backhand, forehand. So we're just bringing that racket nice and smooth, grip change across in front of us, and then going to the other side. So working on the hand power, keeping the elbow out in front the whole time. Nice short swings out in front of us, power and speed. Good work. Into the light racket. Again, working on power and speed. Should be even faster with the light racket. And let's go. So really thinking about the grip changes here. We want to make it as smooth as possible, from a nice flat backhand to flat forehand. I know when I was learning, my grip changes were really sloppy. I was merely like throwing and catching the whole racket. So you want to try and keep contact the whole time and roll it nice and smoothly in your hand. Good work. We're going to do that all one more time. As you saw then, by the end I wasn't even moving my foot, so you can just stay in this lunge position to make it a bit simpler, going from backhand to forehand again. Let's go. Keeping that elbow out in front the whole time, swinging nice and straight through with our drives here. Try and get a louder whip sound each time, challenging yourself to get more power. Good work. And last one here, light racket, light work. And 5 more seconds, rest. Let's go, last one here. Nice, powerful, fast, grip changes, smooth. So we're following through, and then the back swing is going straight to the opposite side. Keeping the elbow out in front. Good work, keep up the speed, try and keep it smooth even though your fingers and forearm are fatiguing and burning and cramping. And we're done. Good work, guys. Shake out that wrist and hand. Next up, we will have some footwork.
I think I'm falling in love. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm feeling I can't ignore. Oh yeah, yeah. You can see it in my eyes. What I'm saying is no lie, no lie, no lie, yeah, no lie. Being with you is my medicine. Being with you.
All right, guys, so now we're going to get into the footwork part of the workout, and I'm going to explain the 2 exercises. We're going to work for 30 seconds and then rest for 15 seconds, and we're going to go do each exercise twice. So the first one, these are a bit more low impact footwork movements, is defense. So we're just working on staying low and doing small steps, mainly working on staying low in our body and feet nice and wide and using our hips. The second one is slightly similar, but a bit more full court. We're just doing 1-step movements. So we're just going back, coming back, and then moving to all the 6 points of the court. We're just like 1 step and nice and quick on our feet. So this is good for, you know, in a small space as well. So working more light on our feet and just quick movements. Alrighty, let's get into it. And let's go. So we're starting with the defense. Nice small movement, staying on our toes, moving our hips side to side. You can add a step and then come back. So working on staying nice and low in the hips, moving the shoulder and then stepping. So we don't want to be too stationary in our defense. We want to keep our feet moving so that our body can adjust when the shuttle comes to an awkward spot. Good, keep going. And rest. Good work. So if you're too stationary in your defense, you're ready for the shuttle here and it comes a little bit wider. It's harder to adjust. If you're on your toes, you can quickly move out to the side. Ready, and let's go again, same thing. Staying nice and low, wide, shuffling our feet around, moving our hips, turning our shoulders back. Good work. Keep moving. And break. Nice one. All right, next we're getting into the quick 1-step fast movements. So you can do, you know, the forward lunge, side lunge, up the recourt, but just 1 step and just really quick from the pre-stress in the middle. Let's go. Try not to fall on any plants, hit any leaves. Good, staying quick on those feet. Always trying to come back to the middle with that pre-stress and then pushing off quickly from the center. And break. So this is where we're trying to practice, where we don't come back to the middle and we just chill and then we slowly push. We're coming back As soon as we're coming back, we're quickly pushing again. Ready, and last one here. Let's go. Try and keep the intensity high the whole time. Mix up the footwork, different movements. Nearly there, keep going. Nice work, guys. All right, footwork done. If you're looking to take your workouts a bit more seriously, through my website, you can subscribe to weekly badminton-specific strength and conditioning programs.